Welcome back. Okay, ask yourself this question. How many hours of sleep did you get last night? How many hours of sleep do you typically get? I think I'm going to be right with what Ed Jones and Dr. Shayla Toombs-Withers are going to answer. But if it was less than 7, you're in big trouble, mister. Am I right? You need to get at least 7 hours of sleep if you're an adult?
At minimum.
Minimum.
And it's not even so much as the hours, it's the quality as well. Because if you've gotten 8 hours, but you were up every 2 hours because you were going to the bathroom or you were tossing and turning, then you still didn't get quality sleep. You know, we talk about brain function. What happens when we sleep is our bodies and our brain is designed to go through certain cycles. And what's happening is it's kind of regenerating a healthy brain for cognition. And so when you're not getting quality sleep and you're not reaching those levels of sleep that you should, then you're not accomplishing that goal.
You mentioned within, at least to me you did, that within your practice you also focus a lot on obesity, helping people through that.
Correct.
Am I right that improper sleep slows the metabolism?
It does, yep. It sets an imbalance in those hormones that help us to balance out hunger versus satiety, or the feeling of being full when we don't get proper sleep. And then that's when folks tend to eat more during the daytime because that balance has been offset from the lack of the quality sleep that they've gotten.
It's somewhat of an epidemic. Ed is very passionate about this one because he's a self-admitted insomniac. Is that right, Ed?
I have been. Ever since my daughter was born 34 years ago, I became overly conscious about any noises, you know, and when she grew up, I still contained that little bit of sensitivity, and so I played with it. I will say one thing, I completely agree. We don't know, first off, just because you say 7 hours, there's no way you're going to know that you're REM and deep unless you buy this ring called an Aura. I do not like the other ones that you wear. This has helped me more than any one gadget of my life. Secondly, no one ever speaks of this. When you mouth breathe at night, you're changing the ratio of carbon dioxide to oxygen to where you're going to have more anxiety and you're going to have more aches and pains. You're going to have everything else. Taping your mouth with proper tape every night is what I've done for 22 years. It is the number one thing that helps me to get better quality sleep. When you mouth breathe, you're going to have less health, and cognitively, it's going to be very damaging. Everybody who goes over there with dementia, 99% have had years of lack of REM and lack of deep. And we don't have a deficiency of Ambien, that's not the cure. I think you would agree with that. What we have is a loss of rhythm of sleep. I wrote an ebook that has been very popular, and we'll have the QR code at the end so you can access that. But using the right nutritional products, perhaps recreating different sleep atmospheres and different rhythms, I do believe the Aura ring, O-U-R-A ring, is a life changer for me.
What do you think of the Hatch alarm clock? Do you like it? Do you know the Hatch alarm clock? Do you know what I'm talking? Oh, well, if you're 20, you know the Hatch alarm clock. I have a 20-year-old at my house. But it is essentially like the sunrise.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Do you like
Yes,
it? Explain why, Ed.
Well, we're built into these certain rhythms of nature, and their circadian rhythms. I mean, just imagine 99.9% of the time on this earth, everything was based on the sun up and the sun down. And we still have those patterns within us. Now, I get up at 2:50 every single morning because I'm so disciplined and I know my schedule. I've made it work for me. But I've also needed this ring to help me make that work, so I know what to do, when to do it. I learned that blue light out of my phone and an iPad will decrease my REM and deep. Right. And the brain cannot function if you don't have enough REM and deep sleep.
Okay, so doctor, let's say somebody's watching and this is a problem for them, or I'll go back again to the spouse, but what the spouse feels, you feel to a degree. So unless you're sleeping separately, you're both struggling if one of you is. How do they bridge that conversation with you, and are they always even aware that they're not getting enough sleep? Will they feel it or see it physically first? Does it age you, like physically age you?
Yes, it does. Yeah, and most of the time, what people will come to me and they'll say, "Oh, I'm tired all the time," or I can't fall asleep until it's way late at night, or something of that nature. But definitely that I feel tired all the time in the daytime is a key there. And then you start asking, well, how many hours of sleep did you get? And they give you this number. Well, did you wake up at all? I had one lady who told me she was trying to drink a lot of water, but she was going to the bathroom 3 times at night. So no, she's not getting quality sleep, and therefore it's still contributing to her weight, and it's contributing to her mood as well. because she's not getting quality sleep from that. You know, we also talked about hormones and that balance at bedtime. Melatonin, our brains actually naturally make melatonin. You know, we hear a lot about it. Well, go get some melatonin to help you sleep. Well, you would make it naturally if you start to get on a quality routine. You start turning those lights off because your brain is designed to go through this natural rhythm, and then you wouldn't need to be, you know, taking such high doses of these things thinking you need to pour more in.
There is a guest on the show who's here quite often, and he talks about how your brain has the ability to rewire itself. So you mentioned kind of forming that habit. Do you have to just kind of make yourself stick to it for a matter of weeks and not break it, and then the habit will kick in and your brain kind of will get used to this new way?
Right, yeah, create a routine and create it in a way to where you're doing that all the time, even the weekend. What'll happen for a lot of us is during the work week, you know, we're able to kind of stay more routine because you got to get up and go to work, versus on the weekend and you say, oh, well, I'll just sleep in, or I'll stay up at night and watch my favorite show. But then that breaks that routine, and then it continues to contribute to the problem. So, you know, start with turning the lights off, maybe a warm bath, maybe even some certain scents
Like
have been
Epsom
shown,
salts and stuff like that?
like lavender scent or chamomile. Even they make sprays. You can spray your pillow for those scents. There's some oils you can rub on your skin to do that as well, and those things will naturally help to calm the brain, calm the body, to help you then get more quality sleep as well that way.
Okay, when we come back, I want to talk food and nutrition, because as we get older, it's harder and harder to cook sometimes for ourselves and eat the proper way. So let's talk about that when we come back. Plus, I want to talk anxiety as we get older, if that's okay. We're back in a minute.
Wholesale Supply is your one-stop shop for everything plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. From the functional to the stylish and elegant, transforming your home or business starts here. The best quality products at the best prices. Visit wholesalesupply.us to find a showroom near you.
I got hurt in a car wreck. I don't know what to do.
Here are 3 things you should do after a car wreck. 1, get the medical attention you need right away.
2,